The beginnings, Chicory. For coffee drinkers, we all know by now, every good day starts with a strong morning coffee. So does our story. Just as a good day, our good story starts with what used to be, back in history's dark days, a strong coffee, the chicory. But more than this, the chicory stands here as a reminder that these landscapes are beyond that, what the eye can comprise. When one commits to understanding landscape, they commit to an understanding of the importance of all parts and all interconnections, seen or unseen, such as this incredible sturdy root of one of the most resilient wild plants. Chicory. Other than the bellflowers, chicory is one of the relatively few blue wildflowers of grasslands. It is both beautiful and useful, valued as food for people and forage for livestock. From June to October, its sky blue, dandelion-like flowers are a feature of fallow fields and waysides in Transylvania, locally coloring the landscape. Their shimmering sheets of blue look their best in the morning before the flowers close and fade in the heat. Chicory is common in disturbed meadows, in pastures, on road and track sides, and waste or fallow cultivated land around villages. Cattle readily eat this plant, which is often cut and gathered with hay, and bees visit the flowers for pollen and nectar. There is some evidence that it reduces gut parasite infestation in livestock. It certainly has anti-inflammatory and other medicinal properties and is one of the Bach flower remedies. Chicory is perennial and grows up to 120 centimeters, 48 inches tall, with a stout taproot and untidy, stiff, spreading branches oozing white latex when cut. The basal leaves, up to 30 centimeters, 12 inches, long, form a rosette and are toothed or deeply cut like those of a dandelion. The few stem leaves are small, spear-shaped, and pointed. Cultivated plants have less deeply cut lower leaves, as do plants growing in semi-shade on woodland margins. The numerous flowers, in fact flower heads or capitula, are mostly stalkless, 2.5 to 4 centimeters, 1 to 1.5 inches across, solitary or in clusters of 2 to 3, each surrounded by a small pointed green bract. Usually blue, they are occasionally white, bluish-white, or pink. The small, pale brown fruits have a tuft of short scales. The species is native to the Mediterranean region, Western Asia and Europe, north to south to southern Scandinavia, but was long spread by cultivation and introduced into North and South America, Australia, and China. The whole plant is edible. Chicory root as a coffee substitute or additive was widely adopted in France during and after the Napoleonic Wars and is also used in Spain and the Levant. The French may have first brought chicory coffee to New Orleans, but it took off in the 1860s during the Union naval blockades of the Civil War. It was widely drunk by Confederate soldiers and later became more generally popular. The leaves of wild chicory and related species are foraged in Mediterranean countries during late winter and spring for use as salads and cooked greens. They have a bitter taste but are rich in minerals, vitamins, and soluble fiber. Dr. John Ackroyd.